Hi, I'm your L7 movie guy, PR Marks. This is the recommendation show for all your streaming services and reviews. Let's get started. First up we have is a horror mystery called Cobweb. This is about a young boy that is troubled by a noise that is coming from inside his bedroom wall, which, of course, his parents insist that it's nothing but his imagination. But as his fears start to increase, he starts to believe that maybe his parents are hiding a terrible secret.
We know all your secrets.
So right off the bat, this was pretty eerie and spooky, which is credited to the fantastic performances of the actors that played the parents. They just had something about their performance that came across as guilty of something or sinister-like. Plus their physical presence whenever they were standing still and staring into something, or when they were talking, came across as unsettling and uncomfortable.
I'm not very comfortable with that.
The cinematography as well as the editing was pretty much amazing in this film. They just worked so well with each other and delivered some really scary, awesome jump scare moments. They both used every pan, every zoom, every cut, every shadow shot to their advantage. Also, they did this really cool thing with quick cuts that gave it a stop motion, a trick effect in camera that really came across as very cool-like and very unique that I wish more horror movies would do.
Tricky bastard.
Overall, this was a good watch for Halloween and takes place during the Halloween season. I will say too that the piano score really set the tone for the film, as well as gave it an extra layer of mystery as well as dread. If I had to say anything or nitpick about anything for this film, I would say that the ending was rushed, but it definitely didn't ruin the movie for me, so that's why I'm going to give this one a yay. And for our audience thumb scale, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Second up we have is a B-horror slasher called All Hallows Eve. Essentially what we have here is a babysitter finds a VHS tape that is in one of the kids' Halloween candy bags, which the tape contains 3 horror stories. Now, as the babysitter continues to watch these horror stories throughout the film, we all notice that they are all linked to a killer clown, which of course, as you guessed it from the poster, it is Art the Clown, and we all know him from the Terrifier movies.
Hey, Kumpel.
So as for the production aspect of this film, it definitely has a B-horror vibe to it, as well as a film student vibe to it as well. At times, it had these moments where it was easy to watch and get into, but of course, it had other times and other moments where it was just really hard to watch, because I felt it was just weird, out-of-the-box storytelling that just really had me shaking my head. This is due to the fact that they used low-budget horror makeup as well as low-budget practical effects, which came across as its charm, but very cheesy and dumb.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
As for the acting and character portion of this film, some were okay and some were way over the top. But of course, I do believe it's supposed to be this way for a B-horror slasher film because the acting is usually never really good. That's because whenever an actor is supposed to be scared in a B-horror slasher film, they really come across as more ridiculous and more humorous than anything else. And of course, from that, doesn't make me really care about the characters, and I don't really give a shit if they live or die.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
In the end, me and my brother just found ourselves laughing at this one, and we just found it to be really just silly. But I will give credit where credit is due, because you could tell this was a stepping stone to create and earn money for the Terrifier franchise. Still though, this did not do it for me. There are much better B-horror slashers out there, and I'm going to have to give this one a nay. But for our audience thumb scale, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Last up we have is a film that I'm totally late to the party on. It's a haunting slash horror movie called Sinister. Basically, this is about a father that writes true crime books, who is desperately seeking to find and write his next big hit. So he moves his family into a murder house to find out what exactly happened, and then finds a mysterious box filled with 8mm home films that when he continues to watch them, unleashes something supernatural.
Dad? Randy!
Oh, there was a ghost. There's ectoplasm.
The acting in this one was pretty much carried by the father character played by Ethan Hawke as well as the mom actress, because they both played their parent characters really well and showed how concerned they are for their children's safety. Only one of them though, which is the father character, really showed a lot more fear, confusion, and asked a lot more questions of what exactly is going on in the house they're living in. He just does a good job trying to justify his actions as well as his reasoning to seeking answers for these mysterious murders. And from this, the character is torn whether to continue seeking answers or just stop.
Hey! Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
Now let's talk about the story as well as the horror production for this one. Because of course the major standouts was the jump scare moments and overall the watching of the 8mm films. They were just so eerie and creepy, as well as happened to be snuff films. Which of course for me and many others was really hard to watch because it was so horrific and it's not really easy for virgin eyes. The one thing though that really was annoying of this film was the lighting, whether it was the cinematographer or the gaffer or even the color grading from the editor. It just came across as way too dark and you couldn't see anything. It was something out of like, a gothic kid's dream.
Life is pain. Life is only pain.
With that being said, this was actually pretty good. I pretty much wanted to get answers for the victims as well as the mystery part of the film, and I got them and it delivered. Overall, I felt that the runtime was pretty short for a movie like this, but it was effective. And also too, with the ending leaving you with such dread and despair, I feel like it fits the whole tone of the movie, and that's why I'm giving this one a yay. And for our audience thumb scale, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Well, that's all the time we have. Please, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you like any of the movies we discussed, please leave a comment down below. Have a good weekend, and may the movies be with you. Lates.